Welcome back to the Morning Woodsmen. We've got our episode 2 here, and it's going to be an Origin recap all about footy. So, across from me, we've got Josh Dugan. Obviously, he's played a lot of NRL. Played for the Blues and Australia. Up on the screen, we've got two boys, Jake Marketo and Anthony Cherrington. Both boys have played a bit of NRL as well, and we're going to be deep diving into that. So, we've got a lot of boys here that have played footy and lived that shit their whole life. There's nothing's going to be held, so don't take offence to the shit we say. I'm butthurt as fuck from last night. so I'm gonna fucking spray some cunts for sure. But let's get into it and we'll start talking and let's see where it takes us. So first segment off the back, our first impressions of last night, boys. Where were we watching and what'd you think of it?
To be honest, I think New South Wales come out of the cannon that first 20 minutes. They went straight up the middle third and they pretty much dominated the game for longer periods than Queensland.
Oh, fuck, didn't they just can't. Yeah. Straight off that bat, bro. I was like, fuck, we're in trouble.
Yeah, their middles were just rolling, like finding their front every tackle, breaking tackles. Haas just isn't human. And Yowie, too. Yowie was outstanding that first stint. Like, he was literally their leader. Like, yeah, Haas, big cunt, like, making a lot of meters. But Yowie just, I don't know, he had spiders on him, eh? He was finding his front. Looked like playing the ball, but didn't pass the ball his whole first stint.
He plays better when he doesn't pass. When he runs first, passes later. He does have that in his game, though.
He gets stuck trying to ball play too much sometimes, and I think that takes away from his game. But when he just run first mentality, he's so good. So
he went through a little bit of a rut last year, I think, and it was because he was trying to ball play too much. Yeah. And as soon as he started running again and just finding his front, they're so much better for it.
Yeah.
That's because I think they were trying to play like Penrith, right? They were trying to bring that system that Penrith have into the New South Wales.
Yeah. I think there was seven Penrith players in that team last year.
And that's exactly what they were doing, though, Chero. Like, that's exactly what they were doing because there were so many of them. So they're like, well, it works at NRL, so what can't it work here?
Yes, exactly right. But then just tucking the ball under and doing what he did last night just goes to show that that's what we need in that first 10 minutes of the game.
Just getting in the game.
I don't think I've ever seen him play like that.
What?
I don't think I have.
Like trying to ball play too much?
Well, even I reckon he's very selective with how he ball plays, but I'm talking about just tucking the ball under and taking the meters. And I think they sort of stayed off him, as Dukes was saying before, like he had spiders on him, because they're used to him giving the ball to the half or to the next middle, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Defense was real passive on him, like waiting for him to pass to slide off, but I think that's what worked in his favour.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was... I watched that last year. I noticed that when he went through a little bit of a slump and he was making a lot of errors. And I think someone must have had a word to him and just said, fucking tuck that ball, bruh, and just do what you do best, find your front, get us going. And
big rangy cunt too. Like if he splits the defense, he's finding his front every time.
Proper big mong strength, bruh. He's so strong. And he just gets them started so well. Oh, I suppose their wingers get them started so well. We'll get into that. Their wingers and their back five are fucking insane. But another little thing I want to tip on, bruh, like their culture just looks so sick at the moment. Like, all this stuff that's coming on the media, like that longest team song, like the longest yard look when they were sliding through the water, and like I think the media and everything has just done so well with their like promotion of them this year. And I'm like looking at that shit going, where's Queensland stuff like that, cunt? Fuck! Yeah. I want to see something to get me G'd up, cunt. I'm seeing all this going, fuck, this terrifies me, this shit. But
how long have they been doing that week of training down in, is it Blue Mountains where they're training?
Yeah, I think that only come in maybe last year or even this year.
What are they doing down there?
Their camp's down in the Blue Mountains, bro.
Yeah, right.
Freezing cunt of a place too. So
whereabouts in the Blue Mountains?
There's a massive resort up there.
It'd be down like I think it'd be like fucking Lithgow sort of way.
I was about to say, surely not Lithgow.
Yeah, it'd be like Lithgow or somewhere around there, bro.
Oh fuck!
I think what you were saying before, the sort of I think that. You can see through content now how relaxed they were all together, you know what I mean? Yeah. And it does help that you've got these guys with a heap of confidence in regards to playing rugby league. But personality-wise, it seems like they're all very sure of themselves. Would you agree on that?
Very, bro. And I said when I seen that video of the sliding through the water, fuck, they look happy, bro. They look happy.
This is fucking scary for a Queensland.
And I was like, happy footballers make dangerous footballers, bro, as you guys know. If someone's happy and like they're just fucking feeling themselves, they're fucking dangerous, bro. You're doing stuff that you don't normally do when you're like that.
I think another thing too, I think Laurie's really taken his second go at it well. Like I think he's learned from his mistakes of the past. Like when me and like a few other boys were playing under him, I think he probably let that pressure get to him a bit too much. And then now he's just got that sort of carefree attitude. He's like, I'm just going to do it my way. And the boys have bought in. And it just, like Jake was saying, they're confident football players, but they're just carefree. And when you're carefree, you just go out there with no, like, regard for your body and whatever, and, like, you're willing to do anything on that field.
You're not thinking about doing dumb shit either. Like, when you're confident, you're like, you just feel like everything I do is about to work.
Flows,
it's going to pull off, man. Like, when you're down on confidence, you're always thinking, fuck, what if this doesn't, like, go good? Like, that kind of shit. But it's just two different mentalities. But obviously, it's like we're just seeing from the outside. You know, kind of thing. It could be totally different. But from what we're seeing, I was like, I messaged him straight away when I saw that video. I was like, fuck, I don't like this, bruh. But obviously, let's get into this next segment, man. I just thought the Blues controlled the tempo straight out of the fucking gate and just kept that. Just kept it.
I'll tell you what surprised me, because I was a bit iffy on Cleary and Moses playing together, but I thought they were absolutely outstanding. They complemented each other last night. They didn't look like they were stepping on each other's toes. They moved the ball when it was supposed to, and they let the big boys just go fucking straight up the middle third to get that momentum for them.
Everyone did their own job. I don't think anyone tried to outplay their hand too much. I think everyone just did their own job really fucking well and did it better than Queensland.
Yeah, I had a note there. Moses played a real good like support role. Like you could tell Cleary was like the big dog and he was the one directing traffic and that. But Moses chimed in when he needed to and he did it well.
Real well. I thought he did it. And it probably would have been a bit hard for him to take that second field. Not that it was like too much. It's just like he controlled one side, Cleary controlled the other, and he chimed in when Cleary needed him on a side.
Yeah.
Like, they obviously practiced that and they obviously knew.
Two of the best kicking games in the comp too. Like, it'd be hard for like Queensland OBs to sort of pick and choose where they need to be.
I noticed Moses was taking the yardage kicks, like when they weren't getting off to a good set, because he's got a fucking leg on him. A huge leg on him. For you boys, what was some standout plays or like moments that you think like kind of really swung the momentum for New South Wales? And obviously Queensland didn't have too much momentum in the second half, first half. They were just hanging on, and fucks me knows how they hung on, how they did. Obviously they missed a lot of kicks, but what do you think was some momentum swings for New South Wales to get them cranking, and then for the Queensland to kind of turn that momentum in that second half?
I reckon that those two penalties that Tino were involved in that first 10 minutes was a big one for us. Really think that.
Yeah, the two like facial penalties that got given.
Just coming out a bit aggressive.
Yeah, but like it's
which
Origin, and obviously you think you're going to get away with it. Back in the day, you might have, but like this day and age, like there's so much protection around the head and face that it's going to be spotlighted, and then you're going to give away a penalty. And I think those two penalties after New South Wales start, they just kept rolling, and then Queensland couldn't fight it back. I thought Queensland should have done a lot better in that first 10 minutes of the second half. Obviously, they got that one try, I think, when Nanai shot out, and that was a huge play. Like, Nanai's efforts all night were good. Like, he didn't do a whole lot with the ball, but just his efforts on kick chase and defensively, like, he was solid. He
was great. We'll get into that later. We'll deep dive into that later. But what about you, Snakey? What do you reckon about any moments and stuff, bro, on your aspect?
I thought Stephen Crichton was a tarantula. I said it last night in our group chat. It's just like watching Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen when they were defensive players.
He's all arms and legs, bruh.
He just consumes the other centre in defence.
He's actually a straitjacket, bruh.
Because there was times and periods last night when I thought the hammer was getting around him because how much speed he has.
And he's just like...
But he did the same with Ponga a couple of times too. Like, I said it as well. Stephen Crichton's probably the best defensive centre in the game.
Right now?
Yeah.
I think so. I think
Joey Manu was probably there.
Yeah.
When he was playing for Roosters, and Crichton was a close second, but now Manu's sort of out.
Yeah.
No one gets around Stephen easy,
I think
in any level of the game.
Yeah, I think he's so underrated and by a lot of people that don't really know football because they're like, well, he doesn't get many fantasy points. It's like, bruh, you don't understand what he fucking does off the ball, help his team as a leader, like just so much shit. But I think he's at that point of his career now where I think he's playing the best footy I've ever seen him play. Like, he's so confident.
He's got spiders on him, and he's a spider himself.
And when you're trying to break down defensive lines, if you see him playing centre, you're almost like, well, we're not going to go that fucking way because he's going to stop it. So we've got to focus on other parts of the defensive line.
Pretty much, man. Like I think Hammer had a very, very, very disappointing and quiet night last night, and you could just tell that straight off the bat with how he was running, like real, like gingerly and just dawdly, and he like backs into like instead of finding his front, he like backs into the defense,
gets caught and then dragged back,
and every time I've seen him do that for club, his whole game has been quiet. I literally know because obviously I'm a Redcliffe supporter. As his first run is such a big thing of how he's going to play for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
He wears his like heart on his sleeve in that regards, or how he's forming,
and
or how
in
he's
Origin
feeling.
too, you can't just build yourself into the game. You've got to be in it from the get-go.
Off the fucking
If you're not
bat.
in it in the first 10 seconds, you're not chasing. You can't chase your tail at all.
Well, you will be chasing your tail if you don't fucking come out of the gate.
That's what I'm saying. You can't do it. Otherwise, you just get left behind.
Something I noticed, like, and this will talk about what Hammer is. I think the whole Queensland team looked a little bit disconnected. Like, Harry Grant did some very, very silly things that I've actually never seen him do.
Yeah.
It looked like them. I'm not going to say their minds weren't in the game, but it's like they weren't all going the same way. Did you view it like that?
They weren't on the same wavelength, I thought.
I felt like there was a few selfish plays early on and just things like that.
That kick?
Kicking down a short side when...
Because Daly got caught.
Money's there. Cherry got caught at thing, but Money would have been there on the open. So
That's
you give
right.
it to Money, he puts a different kick up.
Yeah.
And, like that 7-tackle set ended up huge because they rolled down the field and I think
they got a penalty and scored, I think.
They got a penalty and scored. So like that's a massive momentum swing.
And just like that little foot tap with his foot like in the ruck, it's
Giving
like
away silly penalties
you're not going to get away with that, bro.
Not in Origin, bro.
Fuck, it's like and I love Harry.
Yeah, Harry's a world class player, but I just think he might have just been buying into that Queensland niggle a little bit too much.
That was his worst game of his career I've seen personally. And I fucking love Harry. Like, don't get me wrong. As I said, he's world class.
Yeah.
But I was just like, when they got, you messaged me and be like, but he needs to be hooked.
Yeah,
like for the health of the team.
20 minutes. I would have put Dearden on after that 20 minutes just to try and get a bit of flow, stay in the game, and then you can bring Harry back on.
For the mental of the team, it was better because as soon as he got on, bro, it switched like massively. And when he come back on, you could see it revert again.
It was like they were lost.
I think when we were saying before, talking about Queensland momentum, it actually happened when Dearden went on. It looked like they started.
I even messaged in the group chat saying, Dearden at 9 is dangerous. I'm scared.
Yeah, it just looked like it freed Munster up a bit. I just noticed when Dearden was getting out and there was a bit of momentum, the first person he was trying to find was Munster because when it's a bit of broken play, that's the guy that you want the ball in the. In
Money's a broken player.
Money's a monster cunt. Like he breaks tackles, he stands in tackles, he can offload.
He never gets dominated in tackles barely ever.
He started running a lot more when Dearden was on, and he was breaking tackles, half poking through, and it was scary to see as a New South Wales person.
It was good to see for us in that patch, but it was a hard watch and to be honest, I thought the spine just looked a little bit disjointed. But we'll move on because we'll deep dive into that a bit more later. But from a Queenslander, you guys can give your perspective on the New South Wales side. But as a Queenslander, some defensive efforts from Tino and Nanai, I thought were our better players, and we'll kind of breeze over that. But their defensive efforts and what stood out for me most was Nanai's fucking kick chases, bro. Every single kick he was competing.
The Liam Martin of Queensland, like he'll chase everything.
He played like that last night. Yeah, I think that's what Slater dropped him for last year. Was he wasn't seeing those efforts, but you can see that cunt took that personally and fuck me, didn't he?
I think getting dropped a Q Cup was probably the best thing for him because he got that hunger back, I think, and now he's fucking playing good footy.
He can do two things to players. Hey, it can either be like really put him down, or they can fucking get a stick up their ass
and you fucking come back with a chip on your shoulder, or you just go, fuck it, I'm just going to chill in reserve grade, earn my money. Yeah, and I think that's what I hope that's what Fafita's not doing right now, because fuck, I want him to play good football and be in that squad. But all right, so what do you reckon changed after that break to swing that momentum back in Queensland side, apart from Dearden coming on? What do you think Queensland did?
In that first half, when they started shifting that ball towards Latrell's edge, I reckon that's a big key for them. I reckon if in the next game in Game 2, if Queensland do start finding a bit more space down that edge and using that young bloke Toya, I reckon they'll find some joy there.
Yeah,
it was opening up. That for me was when the game started shifting. That momentum started shifting when they started going down the edge, and they were doing that from yardage too. So they were just moving the ball quick, and then they'd find that 20, 25 meter space or that corridor, and just find some good space just around. Him and Tall, I reckon.
I think they didn't give Ponga enough ball, like with a bit of space, because that bloke's electric. If you give him the ball, like we've seen him do it that many times with a 4-on-3 down the short side, and then he'll make it into a 3-on-2. You know, like just with his speed and
he skips so quick, bro.
Skip and that sort of thing.
Yeah,
and then like I think he was the most dangerous out of the backfield, creating space for his outside man, and I just don't think they did it enough. But they weren't making enough meters to be able to do it. You know, they were coming out of there 10, 20 every time.
The forwards weren't setting a good enough platform for them. Yeah. And our back five weren't setting the platform to get our started.
Coach was probably the only one having a red-hot crack.
Yeah, if you look at, statistically the best.
If you look at Queensland team, so what we're all saying is pretty much the same thing. To create space, they actually need a bigger team. That's why I thought it was a big call to not have Horsburgh in the team. And I just thought that Cotter on an edge, it takes away from actually his game and takes away from Queensland's
He's so much
game.
better through the middle.
He is so much better through the middle for your fast play the balls, and you just let him make 50 tackles in 20 minutes.
Yeah,
right.
And let him do that.
They need that Furmore on the edge, or surprisingly, if Dave Fafita, sorry,
that's a throwback.
Sorry,
Dave Fafita going holy
$150.
Oh yeah, very comparable players, by the way. How dangerous they were when they want to be.
If David Fafita, I would be looking at that if I was that big frame and going, you know what, I want to own that origin edge because they need him. That as much as they need that big body on the edge who can break.
They do, and Bo Firma's the one that's holding him out of the fucking squad, out of his spot.
And that's the thing. That's the disappointing thing is there's a Queensland jersey right there in front of his face, and he's got 2 weeks to prove himself to get that because Queensland need him, as I said, and I think Horsburgh will be a big inclusion and another big body for him.
Well, he just had an ankle clean out, didn't he, Fafita?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think he's been injured.
I think he's out again with a little.
Is he really?
Yeah, I think he's had an ankle clean out.
He had 6 weeks or something.
So I think he's out of Origin almost completely.
Is that what I thought? I thought he hit was kicking
because
stones.
he got dropped.
He got dropped.
Reserve grade, but then I think
got a bad ankle
getting a
from
clean out of his ankle.
I'm not sure. I didn't see that. Maybe
we got dropped to Ippy because he got dropped to Cup, and they versed Pride, which is obviously our team up here in Cairns, and they fucking belted him, bro. I think the captain of Pride absolutely smashed the cunt, and he went fucking missing, bro. He had 4 runs for fucking 35 meters or something. But in saying that, I think he was holding an ankle injury. But from a Queensland perspective, bro, he's got the and Willie Mason covered it on that potty.
He's got so much talent.
He's got, bro. He's there to being the best second rower in the comp by a fucking landslide. But now he's listening to the voices in his head and they're just getting the better of him, bro.
Just down on a bit of confidence, I think.
That too. And I fucking, man, when he's dangerous, I love him. But what I don't like seeing is doing what he's doing right now. But
another thing too, you never know what's going on off the field.
100%.
Footy. Happy players, happy people make happy good players.
So, which I said before.
You know, if there is something going on, hopefully he sorts that out, whatever. If not, he just needs to knuckle down and get back to that form.
Right, boys, let's move on to the next thing because we could fucking this could be a 3-hour podcast if you wanted to. So the next segment is our standout players, individual performances. Let's go around and start with Joshy. Who was your best on ground, bro?
Oh, Haas by a small margin. Lomax for 2. I just thought he got a set started. Toto could have been there too, but with the binning, I think
we'll give you our 3-2-1. Sorry for the people that don't know at home. So 3 is obviously our best man of the match, and then 2 and 1 points.
3, Lomax 2. I just thought he was outstanding. Finished those couple of tries. He's good in the air, good out of yardage, and then like I was saying earlier, Yowie. Yowie got the 1, just underrated performance. I think everyone's going to overlook him because of Haas being so dominant.
He's a freak. Haas is a freak.
Yowie laid that platform. Yowie was finding his front for Haas to find his front, and then, they just rolled off the back of that.
It's a roll-on effect.
And then a couple of honourable mentions. I thought Max King was really good on debut. I think he played 40 minutes. He didn't miss a tackle. Had some good, solid defensive plays and some good carries. And then, obviously, Nanai and Tino, they were Queensland's best.
Yeah, I think so too. Well, try not to deep dive too much into that because you'll be recapping our backs and you boys, you're going to be recapping our forwards. So, Snakey, what's your man of the match and 3-2-1 votes, bro?
Well, I picked it yesterday. I'm going to give myself a pat on the back here, gentlemen. Payne Haas. I just thought I've been watching. I like watching Brisbane. I reckon they got a great team, and I just been watching him play, mate, and he's unbelievable. He's like Taumalolo about 2015, 16,
He's
17.
generational, bro.
Modern day artist.
He's generational talent.
Modern day artist.
He's a freak of he's a freak of a rugby league player. So I gave him my 3 points yesterday around midday. So I'll give myself a pat on the back. I've gone Lomax at 2. I thought he was scintillating. Started the sets well. Obviously getting the tries, and he's just going in leaps and bounds in the Origin arena. And I couldn't split for me Crichton and Cleary for one. I thought, as I said before, Crichton defensively was amazing, and Cleary just looked so relaxed. And I think how relaxed he was, filtrated through the rest of the team, and everyone just went out and did what they needed to do. So that's my 3-2-1-1.
I like it. What about you, Charo? What's yours, mate?
Keep mine nice and short, boys. Payne Haas for 3, Lomax for 2, and Harry Grant for 1.
I'll give my 3-2-1. So my 3 is obviously Payne Haas, bro. We've all said that. He's actually a freak. He's a genetic. Fuck off, Jake. It's Payne for 3, man, and it's, as I said, it's close, but it's like also not close because he just does that shit every fucking game, whether it's for Origin, Australia, club, whatever. Yeah. My 2 was Angus Crichton, because if you look at those stats, he had some insane stats. And my 1, it could easily go to a New South Welshman, but I want to give to Queensland. I want to give to Nanai just for his defensive efforts, man. And it was just so consistent. It wasn't just like when we were going good. Yeah, it was when we were going shit, and he was still lift the team. And he was trying to lift the team individually. So he was my 1. But I think,
did anyone else notice that he was tearing up at the national anthem at the start of the game?
Tino was, bro. Yeah. I noticed that.
I noticed that.
It got me fucking rock hard too. I was like, yes.
Yeah, big comeback.
I like that. I really like that. But I think
it means a lot to him.
100%.
That's what you want to see.
You want to see that shit.
It's not just a fucking paycheck. It's like they're going out there to fucking battle.
100%. And I'll touch on it now because I'll forget about it. This whole like Queensland, New South Wales thing, what you have to be eligible. Fuck that. Let if you are affiliated with New South Wales, I don't care what age you came over. Yeah. Let him play for New South Wales.
Ronnie Mulatalo, my boy, like fucking was in training camp, ready to play Queensland, and they pulled him out.
It make it stronger. Make the comp as strong as possible.
Now he's going over there killing it for the Kiwis every year.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, after Origin's done, let him go play internationally forever they want, because I think the international game makes, if we can get better players playing for other teams, let him go play internationally. It makes the international game stronger. But I reckon let anyone and everyone, the best of the best, play Queensland, New South Wales. I want to see that shit. I want to see some of those Kiwi lads that don't get to play fucking get a spot. You know what I mean?
It's another sort of money grab for the NRL too. Like they can make so much more profit off it because they're going to bring a lot of the Kiwis and like Samoans and all those like fans into the game.
It's not going to mean any less to them, bro. Because if they were born here from a young age, what, it's 13's the cutoff, it's not going to mean any less.
Bro, even like you go to PNG, like I've been there a few times, and like certain villages over there go for Queensland or go for New South Wales. Like, it's crazy. Like, and it'd be the same in like New Zealand or Samoa. Like certain places would go for New South Wales and certain places would go for Queensland, and that's just who they support.
100%. And I think it would make the game bigger internationally too, because those players actually could have a crack.
Yeah.
Like, man, there's some Kiwi lads and that I would love to have seen to fucking wear that jersey, brah. Yeah. Would have just done it just as proud as any Queensland that was born fucking here or came here fucking 3 years before they did, bro. What's the difference?
Nice to have SBW fucking back when I was playing.
About to say that, bro. Just about to say that. Imagine that's fucking putting the Blues jersey on. Holy cunt.
Well, he played all his juniors for the fucking New South Wales.
Why shouldn't he, bro? He wouldn't have represented any less than any other motherfucker out there. All right, Dukes, you're going to analyse the backs for us, bro. Obviously, which back 5 dominated hard, I already know the answer, but deep dive into it, bro. You got the script in front of you.
Yeah, I think both the wingers for New South Wales, they fucking both ran for over 200. They were just solid. Got the set started, found their front. I don't think they ever got dominated. I think they need to sort of work something around Toto, giving him a bit of help when it comes to diffusing kicks on, especially on Coates. That man's a freak. He's fucking 8 foot tall and can jump another 8 foot, you know. Like, we've seen him jump clear over blokes to score tries and whatever. So maybe something about that, trying to give him a help. But I thought he didn't do too bad. And then, obviously, I think both the fullbacks were reasonably quiet. They tried hard, But I think just both come up with a couple of errors and that sort of thing and didn't really stand out.
Edwards came up with a couple of errors, eh?
Yeah.
What, 3?
Yeah,
two
I
or
think
three?
he had two like pretty clean drops. And that's normally not him either.
And Ponga lost one in a tackle.
Yeah. But, like I said, tried hard, fucking played well. And then obviously Crichton and Trell, they both had big defensive games. I don't think they did a whole lot in attack. They both set up 1 try each, which is what you need your centres to do when you get the chance. They did that. They did that fucking silky. But I think defensively, that's where their game was strong last night. On the flip side, I think Coates was probably the best out of the back 5 for Queensland.
Yeah, I think so too, bro.
Ponga, like I said, tried hard, was trying to get involved, but I just think, like we said earlier, the spine was too disjointed for him to really chime in and do what he does best.
Yeah.
And then Toya, 10 games first grade, and he's playing Origin, and he didn't look out of place. Like, I thought he was solid. He handled Trell well in defence. He had a few good carries, had a few good tackle breaks, that sort of thing. And then we've already touched on it. Hammer was pretty quiet. I just thought from that very first run, you could just see no intent in it, got lifted, dragged back, and then that was sort of the rest of his game.
That set the tone for him personally for the game. But like going back to the New South Wales backs, bro, they both, 2 wingers, both had over 200 metre carries, and the New South Wales wingers had the most post-contact metres in the game.
Yeah.
For Queensland, we look, Coates had the most run meters, 173, and his post-contact meters was 62.
Yeah.
Next was Kalen Ponga, then Paddy Carrigan, then Val Holmes, then Tino, then the Hammer. So, and Robert Toyers was fairly up, only had 78 run meters total. Yeah. So, that discrepancy from their back 5 into our back 5 just shows how good they fucking got those sets started, which enabled the forwards to just fucking set a platform and let them finish off.
As someone that's played Origin too, and watching it now, anyone that sort of understands the game knows that Origin is a yardage battle. It's who can win that yardage battle, and at the moment, and last year too, and it showed in the series, New South Wales OBs are just winning that every single game,
every time.
Gets them on the front foot. And then they're winning that battle, playing the better field position, forcing Queensland to come out of their own end over and over and over, making 20, 30
just
metres.
Beating them down, bro.
Just beating them down. And that's what the best Origin team in history used to do to us when we were playing, fucking through that eight series
just
wins.
Grind it out until you make errors.
Just grind you the fuck out, make you come out of your corner, metre off your line every single time. They'd kick on play 3 if they knew someone was out of position, and they'd roll you down, you'd be stuck in your 10 for the whole set,
They did that real good,
little
man.
things like that.
And they look content to do that too.
And that's how you win games, especially Origin games. It's a defensive battle and a yardage battle, and then when you finally get the upper hand, that's when you start playing footy. And New South Wales did that well last night.
They did it real fucking well last night. Righto, boys. Snakey, Chero, I'm going to let you guys talk about the middle third, the big boppers, the back rowers, and obviously who led the charge and who was standouts for you guys.
You start, Chero.
4 minutes.
I thought Reece Robson's brother. I just wanted to make this point. I put it in the group chat yesterday, but I thought Reece Robson, his delivery from 9 plays a big factor. Getting the ball in your hands as fast as you can in Origin is a big thing. And if you see, I watch that shit all the time. I love seeing how fast or how well 9s can play, and their delivery is a big one. And Robson getting that ball to whoever's catching it is super quick.
Yeah,
and when you get that ball quick, as exactly right. And as you know, as soon as you get the ball in hands, you've got more options.
That's it.
You know what I mean?
The quicker you can get it, the more time you got.
Exactly right. And then just Gussie, man. Gussie taking on, I think it was last year, right? When I think people were saying Crichton's not playing his best footy, and he's just taken on or made that point to prove last year, and he's just taken that shit on to this year as well. Game 1 he played 80 minutes, and he's just a rock on that side of the field, bro. So I think he does really, really well. He did well last night anyway.
Real well. What about you, Snakey?
Mate, I thought, as I said before, Huss, but I thought a big play in the game was when Max King come on the field. I seen him run off the back fence once or twice, and every hit up and every tackle, it just had intent. And I think New South Wales didn't lose too much when there was that interchange period, which is very important in Orange. It was exactly on the 20-minute mark. I remember watching it. So I thought King did his role to an absolute T. Again, Angus Crichton, he wreaked havoc. He's honestly breaking tackles at will. He creates that momentum. He's got a cheeky little offload in him as well. And I think he's almost probably the best back rower in the competition at the moment, in my opinion.
He stopped pushing stuff that he doesn't need to push at the minute too, and he looks like he's real calm.
Hudson Young's not far off that, like Hudson Young can do the exact same stuff Angus does, but I think Hudson just forces it a little bit too much sometimes.
Yes,
and he proved that last night.
Yeah,
he fucking had a great carry, broke like 5 tackles, and then just tried to push the issue.
Flicked it to Crichton, and then Crichton just like tapped him on the head, and he instantly knew he's like, okay.
And I think Hudson's gotten a lot better at that. Like obviously he was doing that his first Origin, got hooked. Hadn't been back for a while. Now he's back in there. And even at club level, he's starting to really just play that solid game as well.
Like I thought Isaiah Yeo was huge, man. Like 5th most run meters, 3rd most tackles, and 3rd most post-contact meters. But he played, 60-something minutes? Where Angus Crichton played the full 80, bruh. Had 1 less meter than Payne Haas, who played 65 minutes. Like, obviously, you're trying to save yourself a touch if you're playing 80, but bro, like that just shows you how destructive Payne was.
Yeah.
One more meter and only played 65 minutes, and Crichton played 80, and Crichton was very, very good. But moving on to those debutants as well, obviously we've touched on them a bit, but man, I didn't think King looked out of place at all. If anything, like when as you said, Jake, when that interchange was made, they did exactly what was fucking not just asked of them, what was needed of them, and you didn't even see anything drop. Like no, the energy didn't drop. They just these cunts that have fucking guns came off, and fucking more guns came straight back on. Reloaded and went.
The thing that sort of gave me the feeling that Queensland weren't in it was when they kicked away from Spenny.
We'll get onto that cunt. That fucking bro, that made my dick so soft. Bro, even I was just like, at that moment, I was just like, bro, that's mental warfare.
Yeah.
But like, I get why they didn't do it. But we'll touch on that.
I like the centre for Queensland. Toya, is it?
Yeah, Robert Toya. 10 games.
I thought he didn't look overawed. I would have liked to see him get a bit more of an early touch. I think he didn't get the ball to the 7th minute. I was watching him, but defensively he was sound. He had a nice little offload.
Yeah, that flick pass is set up, coach.
So he's playing with a lot of confidence.
Yeah.
Apparently he was a freak growing up. So hopefully he just continues to grow. He had some setbacks with some injuries, and to play Origin after 10 games, they must see something anymore. Have been keeping it on him for a long time. And Max King. As I said before, I don't want to harp too much on it again, but he was unbelievable in the role that he played, and I think he'll keep his jersey for game 2.
100%. And he put a lot of the questions to bed about why they picked him over T-May. Don't get me wrong, T-May's fucking playing great footy, but when you're playing great footy and your team's on top of the ladder, you're going to get preference.
Oh, for sure.
And Toya was fucking good. I said it before, 10 games in, he didn't look out of place, solid defensively on Trell, and he had a couple of nice carries for,
I think he was
for the
silky,
limited
bro.
opportunities that he had.
For the limited opportunities he had defensively, I think he was super sound. The touches he had with the ball, I think, were pretty silky, to be honest. He set up that try, a few little good tip-ons, but I just think he did a really good job. Didn't look out of place at all. But do you reckon there was anyone that looked rattled off the pace? Not just debutants, bro. I think Harry looked...
Maybe Harry a little bit. Harry did look a bit flustered, especially like doing dumb shit like kicking the ball in to play the ball. That's not his game.
Well, they targeted him a lot.
Yeah.
A lot. Yeah. He made a lot of tackles, so I think that...
But I think he kind of fell into the trap of playing that game that he hasn't played in a long time.
The Reid Mahoney role.
Yeah, the grubby game.
And that's not him too?
You love playing with him, hate playing against him. Mick Ennis was the best for it.
Mm.
That's the thing. Like, he doesn't make those errors of judgment, like just a silly flick at the ball. Like, I understand he was trying to slow momentum because it was in a part of the game where New South Wales were just going straight through him. But that's a brain snap, and he doesn't do that.
No, he doesn't. So not normally.
It's showing that New South Wales was starting to get over the top of him a bit.
Get over the top of them and get in their heads just a little bit, because as you said, Harry Grant doesn't do that, bruh. That's not him. Yeah. He's smarter than that. He's got a fucking really high footy IQ.
100%.
And it just shows you, like, anyone can be got to. Yeah. Anyone can be got to.
Anyone can get got.
So anyone can get got. I like that. It like took 2 seconds to register.
You're a rapper now, dude.
Nah, bro.
All right, so dudes, in comparison to your own Origin debut, bro, what's that pressure like? Because you just know it's going to be a lot.
Pretty wild. I was 21 years old when I debuted.
Were you that young?
Debuted at Suncorp. debuted at Suncorp, fucking
at Suncorp too.
Running out the tunnel, getting a bird from all the two-headed blokes in the stands, and
fuck off.
it was fucking unreal. But like, I was definitely probably a little bit starstruck. Like, I was only a couple of years into my career, and going up against Billy, that Immortals team that they had, like, it was just wild. But like,
what year was that, Dukes?
2011. Yeah, so
that 2011,
yeah,
really?
fucking fossil now, but
all these young cunts listen to this going, 2011, like was half the beats and playing.
Wasn't even born then.
I was feeling me dad's nutsack.
Bro, like, how'd you go on your debut though? Like, were you nervous, or were you just like
I think
focused,
fucking,
bro, blocking that shit out?
For me, bro, I was never an arrogant player or anything like that, but I was always confident in my own ability. And I think I showed that in my first year. Like, my first year playing for Canberra, I was only fucking 18, turning 19. Ended up splitting Player of the Year with Joshy Miller, and my first 4 games of first grade, I played Trent Barrett, Darren Lockyer, Jonathan Thurston, and then there was another one, and it was just like a trial by fire. And for like the whole year before, it was kind of like, he's too small, this, that, whatever. And then I finally debuted, and I debuted at 82 kilos. And it was just like, nah, he's good enough.
82 kilos and 6'4", you
can't. And I think I led the comp in tackle breaks that year, and I only played 16 games. So it's like, if the players are good enough, they're big enough. Doesn't matter. And I think
they're old enough.
Faster now too.
We've said that a few times.
Yeah, but going up against that Queensland team, bro, it was nerve-wracking at the best, but again, confident in my own ability, and as soon as I touched that ball, it was just another game. Didn't matter who was in front of me, I just tried to play footy, play well. From
a sports science kind of view, look at it, man, that adrenaline dump for some people, and like, not just for footy, but so many other sports, is there's so many other athletes that can do exactly the same thing, but what makes someone so good to compete at that top level is their ability to be able to handle pressure and adrenaline, not let the negative thoughts consume them, just ride that shit out and just use that as fuel. And like, that adrenaline dump, man, like, I love that shit. I'm an adrenaline junkie, so I would just froth that shit, bro. I love people watching, love the pressure.
I was so pumped running out the tunnels, bro, debuting in Queensland. I was like, I'd almost rather debut in Queensland.
Yeah,
that's how it felt.
Really, that's so sick. So you'd rather run out to a packed Suncorp Stadium, paying for New South Wales,
than fucking New South Wales, because they're cheering for you, not against you. So it's like, you piss me off, you're cheering like, give me the bird, whatever. You piss me off, now I just want to play harder. Yeah,
right. And some people, you can get to them, and some people are like, don't poke the fucking bear, bruh. Don't poke the bear, bruh. I remember in our grand final when we versed Joshy, our 5'8", fucking gave him, that had like two big left foot steps, went dunk, dunk, and went under, and like an all-in-one motion, kind of like just pieced Joshy out.
Pointed at me laughing.
He
pointed at me laughing.
Did he?
Yeah.
Bruh, and then I come up to him, I ran on with water, and I was like, don't poke the fucking bear, lad.
Then I went on, just fucking set up 3 tries. And kicked from everywhere.
Fucking heinous. All right, so...
Hey, I've got a question, just a quick one. Dude, what's the noise like at Suncorp, bro?
It's wild,
you hear? As a player?
Yeah. It's fucking loud, man.
It's loud as a patron being in there, bro.
Yeah,
like
it's deafening at times, but like, again, it just comes down to like how close you are as a team itself, like whether you can get over that and still talk to each other in a way like you just know, like, and especially the boys now, like they've been together for like 3-4 games now, a lot of that New South Wales team, so they kind of know how each other plays, and it's just second nature now. It's easy to just fall into shape as soon as we get to a point, and then it's just like, righto, we know where we are, we know what we're doing next.
Do you hear much of it, or do you just block it out, or is it just all white noise for the most part?
It's all white noise, everything that I ever heard, except for when you're standing there waiting for a kick-off or whatever, you hear something about a cruise, a breezer, sorry, and I turn around and say, it was a cruise. If you're going to spray me, get it right. Jakey knows. I would have said that a few times with Jakey.
Lad, I still love that picture of you and Fergo on the roof. I reckon I love it.
Any publicity is good publicity.
Any publicity is good publicity, bro. I'm telling you what, bro. As soon as I seen those videos of Spanian fucking in that New South Wales jersey, bro, I was like, someone's got to know someone that can get him on to do something. Like having Spanian on here just talking something. Nah, that's Eats, bro.
That's huge.
Oh, I think it would be fucking, bro. You see the video, mate, and he's just like, what does he say? He says his name and where he's from, like the old school origin.
Woolloomooloo Warriors.
Yeah, fucking hell, cunt. But as a, like, again, for coming from an exercise sports science view, like the demand physically in the Origin arena for those players, just you can just see how far more physical and fast paced it is than your standard NRL
Balls
level.
in play for a lot longer.
That's right, and they want it to be.
Efforts are higher intensity, everything. And when I was playing it, it was almost like playing two games at once. And then now the game's even
That's
quicker.
the feeling on the body after it.
Yeah, and now the game's even quicker again. So like I couldn't imagine how much more of a toll it probably takes, just the game being so quick and that sort of thing. But yeah, I think the ball in play, the stat is it almost doubles like how long the ball's in play for compared to an NRL game.
Yeah, and it's crazy to see cunts playing 80 minutes, bro, when that happens. Yeah. It's nuts. Like, obviously, a big factor going into Origin for selectors is you want to, just in case something would happen, you want to be able to pick players that can do that 80 minutes.
I think Kurt Mann's a smoky for game 2. Like he's
but who misses out? We'll get into that. Don't answer that. We'll get into that. But
they were saying too, just while we're on injuries and physical toll, they're saying that Crichton and Huss, they've done half a training session. Like they didn't actually really train because of the quad cork that they both had.
Yeah.
So think about that. You come out of playing club, 10 days off and whatever camp's like.
Oh, you'd be doing some off-feet cardio, but...
Oh, yeah.
And plus, I think Payne Haas could be in a fucking coma for a month, come out and still play 80 minutes. Like, he's actually...
He's a beast.
But in saying that too, like, what are we in? Like, nearly halfway through the season. So the boys are fit enough. Like,
they're ready.
I think Mal used to do it the best. We used to get into, like, Aussie camps and whatever, and he wouldn't try flog yous, whatever. Like, it'd be back end of the year, and it's like, you're all fit enough. You're all playing good enough to be here. I just need you to turn up for the 45 minutes we're on the field, do your job, go rest. And then we get out there and we fucking play good footy.
No, there was no real big injuries really was there either?
Stefan just hyperextended his elbow, but I think a bit of strapping and ice and that over the next few days.
It was pretty good in regards to that, eh? So if everyone stays healthy through club, I think
head knocks,
should be pretty much mostly, apart from the people that might not be playing, or pretty much everyone. But in regards to like coaching tactics and stuff like that, what did you think was a clear plan of New South Wales and Queensland, and who executed their game plan better?
For Queensland, I'll start with that. I think Billy Slater chose the wrong team. I think they select, as I said before, Cotter on an edge. That takes away from their team. I feel to have, is it Fermor? Yeah. Fermor? For him to start, he's a natural back row, right?
Yeah.
He's a strong runner.
Exactly right. And he's in form. So to have him start, I feel would have benefited them because Cotter can come off the bench and play the role that actually Fermor ended up playing. I also thought that Queensland, they just needed a little bit of a bigger team. So I think they'll make some changes. I reckon anywhere from 2, 3 or 4 changes to their team. I think their outside backs will stay the same. I think that those outside backs might take what just happened personally, as you guys were mentioning the stats. That's that the whole team was off, but the outside backs are supposed, they get paid to practically get the set started. So I think they'll take that personally. And I thought Val Holmes was actually their best player. I watched Val Holmes. I thought he always does it, but he just goes out there, mate. He gets your yardage, he gets your fast play.
He's a competitor. He takes every game personal and fucking plays hard.
Yeah,
like
he went hard. Like Val Holmes, as you say, he does do that. But bro, he was 4th in all run meters at 123 compared to Xavier Coates at 173.
I'd almost be putting Val at centre and bringing in Murray Tuolangi.
Yeah, that could be a good change.
Who misses out though?
Hammer.
Oh fuck! For one off game compared to what he can do.
Yeah, but that's if he can do it. Whereas you almost have to sacrifice someone that can light it up down in the other end for someone that's going to get your set started.
I think he knows if he does that again, he's gone.
Yeah, but if he doesn't do it in game 2, they're out. The series is over.
I don't think he's going to get the same thing. He can't. He physically can't, and he knows that. So I'll be
But again, Murray Tuolungi is going to get his set started. He's another threat in the air.
He's a bigger body too.
Yeah, and he's fucking.
But you can't not have Holmes. I just think. Fuck, I don't know. I think
Holmes. The headache that Billy's going to have, but Billy's going to come up with.
I think Holmes defensively has been quite poor this year and last year, which is why I think Billy's moved him from centres to the wing.
But Hammer wasn't much better last night.
He got bathed by Crichton.
Right?
What's that, bro?
Jacko, I'll put this to you, right?
Yeah.
If Queensland win the game, it's different because, you just got to wait. The second game, if you're the loser, all the pressure's on you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So do you take that gamble or do you, as Dukes is saying, I actually think it's not a bad idea. You bring in Val Holmes to tighten him up in the centres, who's great out of yardage. Big Barnes on the wing, who's a big body coming out of edge, and you say, mate, we need you to get going because you actually need to win the second one or the series is over.
You need to win the yardage battle.
I hear what you're saying. I personally still would have Hammer in there just because what he brings every other time. Yeah, average game. But I think he will not bring that two games in a row. Yeah. I reckon it's a bit of a pick and stick there for me personally. But I'd keep him there because he adds so much to the. He's scary when he gets that ball, bruh. Yeah. He's scary.
But he's also going up against Crichton, who's best centre in the game.
Yeah, I know. But I think if you have anyone less,
he's almost nullified in that aspect, and then.
Yeah, it can. There's
that
too.
You get someone that's going to get you set started. That's the only difference. But I thought Mo Foderico. Defensively, he was all right, but 4 hit-ups in 45 minutes, it's kind of like a questionable pick.
That's pass.
4 hit-ups for 38 metres in 45 minutes. I get that they didn't have a lot of ball, but at the same time, why wouldn't you bring in Horsburgh, who just go like a bullet out of the gate and fucking just rip and tear, and then you have Cotter come off the bench and just swap, and then they've still got that momentum, good footwork, good body, big body in the middle, and just roll from there. But I thought that was a bit interesting there, especially in Origin for a front rower. And then you look at the other side. Barnett only played 40 minutes, but he had 13 hit ups for 100 and something meters.
Yeah, the next one's interchanges. We've already talked about those and how deadly fucking New South Wales interchanges were, bro. What were you gonna say, Jackie? Sorry.
I agree. The interchanges were perfect. If Queensland come out with the bigger team, I'll put this to you, right? Everyone's opinion on this. I thought Hudson Young was off. So would you bring in a bigger body to match them to stay as big as them and put May in there and give him a change, or do you keep New South Wales the same?
I'd keep it the same, bro.
Oh, if you win,
they're only going to be better for playing another game together.
Yeah, 100%.
Like that, they probably left a few points out there as well, and obviously not kicking.
Don't think he did enough to be dropped.
It's like 26-6. So I don't think the scoreboard showed how dominant New South Wales actually were last night.
No way. It should have been 14 points, bro.
And the only way that Queensland scored was from an effort play from Nenai, which forced the ball loose, and they just quick hands out to the corner.
I think the kicks.
If that doesn't happen, they're almost scoreless. They kick a penalty goal on half time.
Well, they didn't score off good shape.
No,
they scored off an error.
Their shape was dreadful last night, and it's just calling the kettle black. But it's it's one of them things that if your spine is disjointed, everything falls to shit, and then you're just up shit creek without a paddle.
Yeah. I had a segment here. It's like any controversial calls and referee decisions. I thought the referees were fucking great.
Yeah, it was nice and balanced. I
let it flow. Yeah. They were consistent, and I fucking hate when people start blaming refs for loss. It's like you don't know fucking football. I hate that. I hate that so much. But I think they were good. They let it flow. There's a few little high shots that didn't have anything in it that they just let go.
That one of Moses on Ponga just slipped up off his shoulder. And he just kind of collared it.
And I think Trell got Ponga too.
Yeah, I think, like I said, that there's so much attention around the head and face these days that you just can't get away with it anymore. And I think
it's good that they didn't fuck Origin up because they're fucking the comp up. So good that
they need to.
Ref, fuck off the captain's challenge. Fuck off the video. Ref. Just let one ref make the call.
I like the captain's challenge, but it needs to be only used in certain times. I think
the ref has an opinion, and then you go to the video ref who has another opinion. There's two different opinions on the same play. It's never consistent.
And the other bloke's reading a book. He's reading a book. He's like, we got to penalise it for this or penalise. Yeah. They're just looking at penalties away. It's stupid.
And like they're not going up for the one thing that they're challenged for. They go back fucking 3 plays and then look at everything leading up to it. It's like it's a fucking waste of time. One and two, it just brings too much fucking confusion into it.
Until it favours your team and then your team wins because of a good call that was missed.
Team, but like it's just like, bro, just let the game flow. Like stopping it for fucking 2-3 minutes every 10 minutes for fucking captain's challenge.
I reckon
like,
it should be, bro. You should have like a time limit that they have to look and go. A quick scan. No, but like it's too long. It needs to be shortened. Quick look, bang.
Players have a time limit before they can challenge.
Bro, I seen like when they come through Nanai's arms last night and the ball's gone through and he's like rewinding it. You're like, it's clearly missed his arm, cunt. It's hit his hand.
First. Just
move on. It's fucked, bro.
Do you know how you stop it? Don't have a fucking bunker and just tell the boys to keep competing. Because that's what they'll do.
Yeah.
If you say, hey, guys, we're just going to keep going, but you do that the whole game and be consistent with it, the game ends up sorting itself out because everyone's fatigued. It's not like anyone's not fatigued. Like, they're trying to chase fatigue. Everyone's fucked.
You know, like fucking, what was it? There was a play in like the last 2 minutes last night. New South Wales challenged it just to get a break.
Right, yeah.
You know, that's what I'm saying.
They use it as sportsmanship too.
Perfectly. Like 2 minutes to go, they're defending their line. They got their line set. Took a fucking minute and a half break for the video.
And that's just a loophole they took advantage of.
That's what I'm saying. It's just fucking stupid.
I'm on the fence. I'm easy with it without it, but I'm easy with it too. Like it. But all right, last segment, lads. Who's in doubt? I don't think. Look, I'm just going to put a line through the New South Wales team and just say, look, I don't think anyone's in doubt for them because I think you're dominated. They played well, and they're only going to play better in game 2 together. Obviously, Queensland. There could be a few people missing out, and I think Dearden needs to come into the squad, and I think this might be the pass. As Joey Johns said last night too, I think this might be the pass of the guard.
Cherry's a great player.
Great player, and that's nothing on Ches.
So good for Queensland and all that over the years.
100%.
I just think his form this year for Manly hasn't been, to his standard.
Yep.
And I think maybe that outside noise of his contract and all the rest of it might be getting him a bit.
And how old is he? Is Ches 36?
37?
36.
That's up there, bro. Yeah, and that's a stat
which is a credit to him because he's been at the top of his game for so long. But I think Dearden's just that young and hungry player that he's like a little pocket rocket. He goes out there as soon as he's out there. There's energy around him.
Yeah,
he's moving the ball. He's taking the line on, and he breaks tackles too. He's a little strong cunt, and Queensland just looks so much more dangerous.
He is so strong for how big he is too, bro.
And he was defending the middle, banging.
He goes so hard in the middle.
About him, and that's what you need. And he's going to take the line on and just run straight over at forwards and shit like that.
You know who's a really good defensive half that I think could take over, and it might be a bit controversial because he's just come back. When Daly's had enough, obviously Dearden comes in. When Money's had enough, and I love Mad Dog, bruh.
Money's
Ezra, man. He's defensively, he obviously defense is so big in Origin. He bangs, lad. No one's running over the top of him. And I'm just saying, that's a smoky for years to come. But
I think he's got to kind of earn that respect back this year.
That's why I was going to bring it up, but I'm just saying, I'm telling you, once that all settles and whatever.
He's young and people make mistakes and whatever.
People do fuck up. It's a big fuck up, though.
Hopefully he's fucking learned from that.
As a one of the Broncos supporter, big fuck up.
We've all been there, Snake. We've all made fuck ups and whatever else. And I think
I've never made a mistake in my life, Josh.
Fuck off, hopefully he's fucking had a good look at himself and he's fucking realised, if I fuck up again, this could be it.
Oh, it's a big fuck up. So 100%. The next time it's going to be.
He's lucky he got off with what he got off with, and I think he got off lightly and. Hopefully he fucking takes that as a blessing and he fucking turns it.
And talking contracts and stuff like that, how easy people are losing their contracts and keeping it and shit.
Sacked for a fucking like and a post.
That's another day, bro. That's another day. But another one I wanted to touch on, and I know you'll like it, and Jakey, I'm surprised you're not wearing your fucking Louis bag, bro, is the snubbing of Terrell May. Obviously they won, so they didn't really miss him. Might be a different story if they lost. And I personally, what do you guys think? But I personally think that he should have been in the squad. But you're like, who misses out?
I don't think he was snubbed, so to say. I think as I said before, Max King's playing great footy. He's leading fucking Bulldogs 4-pack and they're at the top of the comp.
Yeah.
Tigers are sort of rocks and diamonds every week at the moment. Taylor May's leading that for them. He's fucking solid most weeks. But yeah, I just think you can't be playing in a bottom side expecting to be handed everything, you know.
What the fuck are Broncos doing with Payne Haas?
Yeah, Queenslanders. Queenslanders. And Haas isn't human. Like,
with my view on it, with
only one Bronco in the Queensland team.
2?
Yeah.
Oh, Queensland team. Yeah,
in the Queensland team.
Yeah,
so that's what I'm saying. Broncos aren't doing that great. Neither, they're not in the Queensland team.
Yeah. And what were you saying, Snakey?
Yeah, with May, right? The reason why I said Hudson Young before, his effort areas were unbelievable last night. But I'm going off sheer body size.
Yeah.
If there were ever to be changed, I'm not saying that there will be. They probably are going to stay with what they've got.
Yeah.
But if Queensland do load up and put some weight through their middle, Talon May's 115 kegs, 110.
He's a
right?
big boy, bruh.
He's a big human, right? And he's punching out 80 every week, averaging about 150 metres tackle breaks. He's got a great little offload in him. The way that I think is you got to match what's against you. So if they're gonna heavy up their load, I'd be looking at him. But I also understand too team personalities, right? Yeah. So he's a unique dude, as we all are, and he's from a different background. But I like that.
Yeah, 100%. Individuality. It's rare
that
I'm for it too.
I love it, and I understand what New South Wales are trying to do. But like, man, you know, if you're knocking on the door with those numbers, as you said before, even to not even be in the squad, that was my thing. The team
should have been in there as a fucking...
Get him in the training squad.
Yeah, to not even be in the squad is like a little bit like, is it about footy or is it about something else? Or
I think that little Twitch thing fucking might have cost him a little bit of body. But again, he's
I can see that.
He's got the spotlight on him now, and you know, hopefully he learns from that.
I don't think he'll kick rocks. I think
he'll come out and have a fucking barnstormer this weekend.
You said about playing 80 minutes every game too, bruh. Front rowers like that cannot last for seasons on seasons playing 80 minutes after 80 minutes.
Unless you're Payne Haas.
No, but he stopped. They've stopped him because they get better footy and more destructive football out of him,
playing
bringing him on
70.
and bringing him on. That's right, and bringing him back on fresh towards the end after the game. I think if Tigers were to do better, well,
that's figuring it out.
Yes.
How do you play, Maybot? How do you play him?
I think he's playing just
Barnett, or do you keep Barnett?
Nah, Barnett was fucking.
Well, I think you're playing like Haas.
The White Ruben Wiki last night. That cunt was a machine.
Yeah, exactly right.
He fucking took it straight to Queensland's middles and just took it personally.
For club, I think you play Terrell May like Brisbane are playing Payne Haas now.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think you get more longevity out of a player and his career, especially a front rower that can, because he will produce those minutes every fucking week if you ask him.
Yeah.
But his body will eventually, that will catch up to him, man. And like you see, Payne Haas started getting all those little nigglies and those injuries. It's because Broncos fucking rode that fucking cunt into the ground, bruh. And as an exercise, like sports science view, what goes up will come down 100% of the time. You just don't know how hard or how long you can ride it for.
Yeah.
But I thought another one who was unlucky to not be in the squad was also Corey Horsburgh. Obviously had two seasons of a bit of pus footy, been dropped and whatnot, but it seems like he's getting his attitude a bit better again. And I thought he was really unlucky, and I think he might get brought into the squad. And I think Queensland might make a few changes.
I think, their middle's definitely have to change.
We need some size, bro. We just don't have any boppers.
But how much bigger can Queensland get? Like, there's not really that.
Dave Fafita, I wish he was healthy and I wish he was in good form because he brings a big body on an edge.
That's on an edge, you know. Both Fermo's not that much smaller than Dave.
I don't know about that, bro.
He's a stocky little cunt, Fermor.
Really? I thought he was a reasonably bit smaller.
Nah, bro.
Well, he looked small last night compared to the pack of fucking New South Wales.
If you look at it, the way that I do it with Queensland is maybe in the 4-pack, you only need to make one change, but I think it's restructuring your team and your bench.
Yeah.
Like, you have your size to start, right? Then you bring those, your Cotter on. Mate, I reckon if Man were to come onto that role, through the middle, make his tackles, move the ball around a little bit, around that 15-minute mark.
That Yowie sort of role.
Exactly right. And the thing is too, he's got Mongo strength. So if you beef your starting team,
he'll fucking bang you.
Yeah, if you beef your starting team up, which is, I'd have Mo coming off the bench and have Horsburgh and Carrigan and Tino starting.
Yeah, I think so too.
Mate, that's about 400 kilos there, right?
I think Corey Horsburgh's meant for that shit too. He's like got that kind of about him to start and just soaking that. Soaking that.
Just get him to lay a slab. Then you've got Mo.
Yeah, I agree.
You can almost try and match New South Wales because, like, at the moment, they just can't match them and then they get blown off the park.
Both
You have to.
Both Fermor, by the way, is 189 centimeters and 99 kilos.
Yeah, it's a thick boy.
I told you, he's not that small.
He's not tall. He's not like small in height, but like 99 kegs isn't a massive.
Yeah, but if you look at him, he's lean, bro. He's all muscle.
Yeah,
like
he's a rig. I'm not saying like he's not a fucking
like a
rig. Yeah, he's been playing. He's been playing great for fucking a shit brick house.
Why are you saying he's shit for?
I rate him. He's been playing good, but I'm just saying I just didn't think he was as fucking as large.
Yeah.
As that, but don't get me wrong. He's keeping Dave Fafita out of the spot right now, so he's fucking doing all the things right.
Yeah.
We've given our thoughts on the changes for basically Queensland. I was going to say each side, but nothing really needs to be happen for New South Wales. We're starting to wrap this up, boys. We'll go around the circle. What's our predictions for Game 2, Josh? We'll start with you, bro, and then we'll go Jakey and Chero.
I think unless Queensland can match New South Wales' intensity off the bat, I don't think they come close again in Game 2.
I think if they don't, it could be a whitewash.
Yeah.
Snakey?
Yeah. I'm going Latrell Mitchell man of the match Game 2.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I called New South Wales to win, but I think if Queensland make the appropriate changes and put some thick puppies on the game, I think it'll be a lot closer than what 18-6 was, in my opinion.
Should have been at least 30.
New South Wales. I'm going to call a big score, 13 plus. And I want Trell as man of the match as well. Yeah.
It should have been that.
Trell's just like fucking, he's on the verge of like that fucking big game.
I thought he was there. It was going to happen last night.
Defensively, he was. Like, he was playing that bully ball, like, just wanted to be in everything, fucking chasing after people.
He looked like a big brother playing with his little brother, just hurting the cunt, going, you cried, mum, I'll fucking bash you.
Exactly, just like ragdolling everyone. It was fucking
little brother's on the ground.
Don't gobble me. Shut up. But yeah, I think he's fucking on the verge, and I think just New South Wales forwards are so dominant last night. He didn't see a whole lot of like good ball, and the one time he did that fucking silky catch pass while he was in the air, like not many players can do that.
Yeah, he's simmering. He's simmering.
Yeah. He's playing great club.
He's on the boil. He's on the boil.
I think Uncle Wayne's got him fucking locked in. Like no media, none of that bullshit.
Just what Wayne does, bro.
Playing fucking good footy. He's competing. Like freaky man.
What about you, Tony? Oh, you're already giving us yours. He's fucking. You said what did you say? Trell as well.
Trell man of the match. Plus.
Who's your man of the match, Dukes?
I reckon Trell. He's on the verge of it. I had him last night.
So you've all gone Trell, man of the match. Man, honestly, if something miraculous doesn't happen for Game 2, this could be a whitewash. Like this could be a fucking sweep, bro. And it's terrifying to watch as a Queenslander. Like last night, that score just really didn't show what the game was.
It didn't show the dominance.
Like, they missed all their kicks, but to me, the fact that they only scored that amount of points of how poor Queensland played is also probably the only silver lining you can take from that game as a Queenslander.
Yeah, the only try they scored or looked like scoring was the one off the knock-on where they just quick hands corner.
Yeah, and as I said, they didn't throw any good. They didn't earn that try with good shape.
No.
With anything in good ball, they earned it off a fucking error, man.
Yeah.
But
where did they play Game 2 last year? In Perth as well, or in Adelaide?
I think it was Adelaide
last
year, maybe.
Melbourne, was it? Oh, where is Game 2? To be honest,
it's at what's that new place called?
It's Optus. It's in Perth. Game 2 is in Perth.
Doesn't matter anyway.
That'll be a big turnout too, bro. Just with the new clubs,
obviously
being
Perth
Bears. That'll be a good turnout.
Not the gay club.
the Bears.
Not the gay club.
the power bottom Bears. Just see some cunt rock up in a fucking gimp suit, bro, just hairy ass. Rightio, boys. We're going to wrap this up. So that's a wrap for Origin 1, Game 1, 2025. It's heating up. Hopefully, Game 2, Queensland can stand up and give us a bit of better performance. Some changes will be made, no doubt. Billy's got his work cut out for him, and I just want to say thanks, boys, for jumping on the call, getting around it today. We appreciate that. So stick around. Stay tuned because we're going to be back for Game 2 and Game 3, and we might have some guest speakers on here that have played Origin or currently playing Origin as well, so see how we go. Stick around. See you next time. Peace.